right here.
All right.
Check out your mic, please. All right, so now I'm
Headphones?
kind of like turning into Madonna or something. I'm getting that English accent. Madonna does have my mother's birthday, so I always feel that I'm entitled.
I'm going to get a little,
All right, B. We got everyone in the couch now.
Little wishy-washy. What's the word that you say when I... Oh, sappy. I'm going to get a little sappy over here.
Do I say that?
Yeah, you say, B, I don't want to sing your stupid sappy
Oh,
songs.
that I might say.
That's what she says.
I might say that.
Says, B, it's so stupidly sappy that
Do
I
I say
refuse.
stupidly sappy?
Well, just inside. To yourself, you do.
Oh, you read my mind, you think?
I do, yeah.
He thinks he reads
Says,
my
B,
mind.
it's so ridiculously, embarrassingly, stupidly sappy.
That's true.
That I feel like just jumping out the window and
No, I don't
scaring
say
myself.
that.
I just want to say thank you, people, for being the first ever RewBee World.
Put the camera on them, baby. You are really not.
Listen, I don't concern myself with all these little tricks, and all this crap. I'm a real people person.
Yeah, so there's our crew. We got Dan Herman on the couch. We got Gail, G-Spot, and Joe Vaughn, the fabulous, fabulous, fabulous guests of our first episode of RewBee's World. And we are really grateful because without you, there is no world in RewBee.
Let's take this last 10 minutes or so and talk about the indie scene, since this is really what this show is all about. Dan, let's start with you. How do indie musicians make money? How do we do that? How do we survive as independent artists?
Superb question. There's a number of ways, but
give us the top dollar way.
Fast money. Top dollar
check out musictalksedu.com with our boy David Knight over there. He's got an online university that helps independent musicians, find out the information that they need in order to try and generate income, so they can survive and they don't feel that they have to, sell out or sell their soul, or do compromising music, just to become part of something that, they may lose their identity to.
Oh, Doc, you're still there. Doc V, he sent us a note through that computer saying merch. Now, merch is one thing that is, lovely, but merch costs money to make, merch costs money to sell.
What about you, Gail? What do you think? Any thoughts about this whole thing?
Oh, God, I wish I knew.
Let me just say this, Gail is doing what she can, and you got to admire that. She's put together this tour, this Girls Rock, Girls Rule. Each year they put together, 9+ shows, and, I got to commend Gail because she's doing her thing to make this work, and I think that's a good thing,
Yeah, I think you just, you got to keep putting it out there and hope that something sticks to the wall. And sometimes you got to change it up. If it's not working, you got to change it up a little. But, I really wish that I had an answer. I've had my band for 11 years, and I've been doing GRGR for quite some time, and I haven't quite yet figured out how to make a living out of it. But
you're getting more and more exposure with GRGR. More and more people know about this tour. You're doing the right thing with this tour. All right. So as each year goes by, word is getting out, and that whole thing is snowballing to become a force.
I hope that you're correct, Bob.
I believe I am. So even if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, it's okay.
Yeah, B sometimes has that 8th sense because I don't know if he's got the 6th.
Yeah, I was missing one. Let's go to Jovan now. Jovan, can you chime in, my brother, and just kind of
the brother with another mother?
Let us know what your thoughts are about this whole scene. Because I know you've been doing it for a while. Before you hooked up with RewBee, you were in this other project. It's up to you whether you care to want to mention it or not. But you've been involved with it, and you're in it now for a good, year and a half, 2+ years, whatever. What are your thoughts on this thing, on this whole situation?
Hot in here.
Well, to be honest with you, I was playing with a band called LC Little Corey.
All right.
And it was pretty much a alternative rock band. And that was actually my first band that band that I actually play with, because like you stated before, I grew up playing in church. That was my origins, and for a long time I said to myself, I want to keep playing. I want to do more. I want to see more. So I joined that band, and then that band actually fell apart. But to answer your next question, I think on the indie scene.
Next question? How do you know his next question?
Don't let her do that to you.
He's got the 8th sense too.
Everybody in this room except Rue knew exactly what you were trying to say.
Well,
go ahead, my brother.
About the indie scene, I don't know much.
Javon.
Thank you. I don't know much about the indie scene, to be honest with you. I'm not the type to say I know when I don't know.
Listen, none of us here are experts.
Well,
except for Dan.
I thought you were.
Except for Dan Herman.
Oh yes, Dan Herman.
Dan is the only expert.
Well,
but he's
must
not
say,
giving it up. He's not sharing
not
with us
yet, anyway.
the secret. But go ahead, Javon.
The secret, isn't
Go
that a
ahead,
book?
my brother.
I must say that as a musician,
go ahead, Javon.
I think the only way to get past this whole indie scene is to be yourself, and that's why you and my friend over here are here today, because we've been ourselves long enough to have this radio station and to be here.
We be us.
That's what I'm talking about.
So pretty much we stepped up to the challenge. They threw the pitch, and we hit a home run.
Wait, there's got to be something on my list about that home run.
I kind of thought of it like this. We're all stars. In our world.
Yes.
It's just the rest of the world doesn't know it yet.
They're catching up. Somebody
catching
told me they do. You just keep doing what you're doing, and the world catches up to you. But you know what?
We're ahead of our time. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I know I saw something about baseball on this list.
All right. Yeah, on today's date, somebody
February
dropped
18th.
the first frickin' pop-up. All right, back in 1785.
No, something better than that.
Yeah.
So, what should we do? Should we sing Kumbaya or something? Like, for our last 5 minutes? I think we should do the skeletons for all three of them.
Yeah. Let's do the skeletons.
We have to do something one at a time. I mean, the secret's out. You're not going to be able to, not know what we're going to do, but each one of you has to do something right now. Oh, yeah. You got to let them know. All right,
Of course I'm going to let them know. Everybody, listen, they already know. Jovan's in the band. He hears us do it every time we gig. Gail has heard us when we do it live on a show. And Dan the man...
I'm clueless. I don't know what's
all right,
all
so then, Dan, you go first.
All right, Dan, you're first.
I don't know if you heard the words.
This is Rue's song that she wrote for people like herself that have many issues, but yet they refuse to kind of air them out in public, okay?
Yikes.
So you're first. And now, listen, it doesn't have to be that. It could be very trivial. It could be very superficial.
Just give us one skeleton in your closet, sweet man.
Something like you used to be a woman, or or it doesn't matter. Or you're a hermaphrodite, or whatever. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Give us one skeleton from your little lovely closet.
Yeah, I've got a lot of skeletons and not too many closets, but I remember, and I was about 24, I was actually homeless for a brief while. And that was like about a few months, and it was like getting out of a real traumatic situation with my folks, and it was a real challenge, like starting over my life, because I had nowhere to go, and that's just one of those things that really eats at me. I need to be secure. I need to feel safe, and it was like getting kicked out was really tough.
Wow.
But coming out of that, I really needed to reinvent my life, and I did over time, getting to the New Age field and really going into those deep, dark issues. And
so it was a blessing.
Why am I here? Yeah, it was, in fact, a blessing.
Good to know. We appreciate that. Dan, thank you for sharing your skeleton with me.
I could be homeless in a few months.
Well, we all could. It's a fine line every day of our lives.
That is true.
Every minute, every day. Okay, I appreciate that. That was deep.